We're coming to you live from Tokyo, Japan for the TotalEnergies BWF World Championships 2022. It's day one of the tournament. And we're here at the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium for round one action as well. We've witnessed some enticing matches on court one, 4 to be exact. We've got plenty more to go. 12 matches for day one to be played on your television screens. Just confirmation there of the matches that have already been played. Women's doubles with Ponapa and Reddy winning in straight games. Then we had Anthony Sinisuka Ginting win his match in 3. Matsui and Takeuchi making short work of their opponents, Kang and Kim, in the men's doubles. And then, of course, the most recent one of them was Cho Tin-chen, being pushed to 3 before he came through against Sai Praneeth B. Now, it's a mixed doubles time here on court one, and France's Villeger and Tran taking on Yamashita and Shinoya of Japan. So we can definitely expect the crowd to get involved in this match. Just looking at the draw and awaiting the winner of this match will be the number 10 seeds, Christensen and Boe of Denmark, in the second round, with a potential clash then in round 3 with Malaysia's Tan Kian Ming and Lai Pei Jing, who of course finished silver medalists at the recently concluded Commonwealth Games. But right now the match we're going to focus on is the mixed doubles between Villeger Tran and Yamashita Shinoya, as the players have walked on to the courts, as we see there, about to get the toss underway. This is going to be their first ever meeting, and joining me to talk through this match is Steen Pedersen, former Denmark coach. And of course, every time a Japanese pair or player walks on to the court, there's massive expectations already, isn't there, Steen?
Who will be the first leader? Only the audience can get to support the players on home soil in a major badminton tournament. Olympics last year were staged without spectators, so the players also enjoy it and missed it last year.
Well, it is the first time that the World Championships are being held in Japan, and undoubtedly the crowd will get behind not only the team but behind the tournament as well, as we see William Villeger of France warm up, 21 years of age, a young and upcoming player, ranked 55 with his current partner Anne Tran from Martigues, France. And there she is, more experienced player of the two in this partnership, 26 years of age, used to partner up with Ronan Labar. They reached as high as 37 in the world. This partnership roughly coming together in 2021. It's a fairly new partnership between Villeger and Tran, and they're facing the world number 29s in Kyohei Yamashita, who's just 23 years of age, from Okayama, Japan. And this is their best ranking to date as a pair. Him and Naru Shinoya, there she is. And she is 28 from Aichi, Japan. Well, they've had a, I'd say, average season out. The 2022 win-loss record was 3-7. They've lost 3 of the last 5 matches they've played, as opposed to the French pair, who've had a win-loss record of 5-8 this season. The umpire for this match will be Simon Auman-Fung of Hong Kong, and he will be joined in the service judges chair by Fadel Saeed of Mauritius. As mentioning, the French pair have had a win-loss of 5-8 this season. 2 wins and 3 losses in the last 5. So a fairly similar form coming into this match for both these pairs. It's just that the Japanese have been a partnership for a longer time, so you'd expect that they have a better understanding of each other in the game they play. Their last final was at the Akita Masters back in 2019. And they haven't won a title on the tour yet. Yamashita and Shinoya. For Villeger and Tran, who, when they got together in 2021, won on the international circuit at the Polish International and Welsh International. This year, they've done pretty well. They've gotten to the quarterfinals of the Side Modi International as well as the Swiss Open. So definitely a pair on the rise, the French duo. And they make their debut as a pair at the World Championships, Villeger and Tran, where Yamashita and Shinoya, this is their second appearance. And they, of course, famously won the bronze at the World Championships last year in Huelva, Spain, when after they lost to teammates Watanabe and Higashino in the semi-finals in 2 games, they secured bronze in the World Championships. They beat Ellis and Smith and Tabeling and Piek en route to that semi-final. So a dangerous pair, these two.
Yeah, I think we have to brand them as favorites in this match, playing on home soil, being more experienced in terms of World Championships. But France, with a good mixed doubles department as well.
On my right, William Villeger and Anton, France. And on my left, Yui Yamashita, Naru Shinoya, Japan.
So to get this mixed doubles first round match underway,
To serve to Yui Yamashita.
Villeger will serve to Yamashita. It's a good rally to start things off with.
Yeah, long rally.
Service over.
Must be longest rally of the match.
Yes, that one I can say without a doubt. 31 shots. And the first thing, Steve, we notice is the strapping on Villeger's knee, of course.
Yeah.
Doesn't bode well, does it?
It's always difficult to figure out what to think about it. Is it just a precaution, or is it actually a problem? But it seems like he's protecting it a little bit there in his attacking stance, the way I saw it. But hopefully nothing too serious. Hopefully just get going, and it often plays out that way, that you're a little cautious in the beginning because you know you have a slight problem, and then as the match gets underway you get so invested that you forget everything about you.
Yeah.
Or around you. Tall player is Villeger. William.
And, you know, for Yamashita and Shinoya, of course, that run in the World Championship in Huelva and the confidence they must have gotten from that, where they beat some of the biggest names of Europe and they're facing a European opponent in their first round.
Yeah. There's, I mean, we shouldn't take anything away from the players, and I'm actually going to do it anyway, because it is obvious that China and Indonesia were not present at those World Championships. And we don't know how things would have gone. They might have gotten a bronze medal anyway.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it was the World Championship that was in the shadow of the COVID pandemic. And that's why this one is so much more interesting, because there's so many pairs who needs to sort of reconfirm
the standing.
Not necessarily the results, but the level they played at, to sort of say, yeah, that was okay. That's a good win. That's a good medal.
Yeah. That they were, you know, that almost like they deserved it, you'd say, but
they did deserve it. I mean,
they did.
You can't do more than beat the ones that shows up to play you on the day. So that's fair and square. But they're perhaps not the fourth best mixed doubles in the world. If you make a subjective ranking. I think there's a couple of Chinese pairs who wants their say at least.
And they'll certainly get it this time around. But this is a good start from Yamashita and Shinoya.
Yeah, it is, and I think being a young pair, a young player, Yamashita, it might also become a little bit of a surprise to them, and sort of put some extra pressure on them in the tournaments to come. And the moment you open up the program and see you play Yamashita and Shinoya, you say, oh, that's the World Championship bronze medalist. Let's have a closer look at the video.
Yeah.
So they're being more scrutinized than was the case before. And it takes time, but it's also part of the development process that other players spot your weaker sides and try to exploit them, and then you have to better your practice yourself.
7-3.
Comes with the territory, doesn't it? Of gaining prominence in the disciplines.
Wait.
Clash of rackets. Another good rally. Well, they kept good control of that point, Villeger and Tran.
And clever play below the tape.
4-7.
There's some spots that's perhaps exploitable with Yamashita. For a long time, Park Jubong, the head national coach of the Japanese team, had trouble finding a mixed double that could be competitive internationally. He found it with Watanabe and Higashino, but they're playing a very different style from when Park himself was playing. He was totally dominant in the mixed doubles discipline in his heydays. Whilst the Japanese players, they sort of have a different style. See it here with Yamashita, who is extremely quick on his feet, as is all the men's doubles players, mixed doubles players in the Japanese team. If you spot one that's a little bit slow on his feet, then he's sneaked in without Park noticing.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Have it.
We saw earlier today the Japanese men's doubles and
5-8.
Takeuchi and Matsui, and how quick they were.
And they were also sort of they were exploiting well the Koreans with
Yes.
a much too defensive playing style in these conditions here. Now, contrary to the men's single, if you were with us in the previous match, then the drift alongside the court actually in the mixed doubles for most combinations makes the near side of the court the better part of the court. Depends a little bit on the shuttle speeds, but here you can sort of convert your attack. You can score a little bit easier. It doesn't matter that you can't play the back line with confidence, because you were never going to anyway in the mixed doubles.
Yeah. It's well placed by Villeger.
7-8.
Behind.
He's part of this strong French male bunch of players coming up, dominating the European Junior Championships for 3 years in a row. European champion in men's doubles with Fabien Delray. And it's going to be interesting to follow French badminton in the years to come here. At least with the knowledge that Paris is going to host the Olympics in 2 years' time.
They're certainly gearing up for that, and won a strong showing from the home team. They had the quality in some of their mixed doubles pairs for sure, with Delroux and Jiquel leading from the front. It's good defending from the Japanese. And then what a beautiful drop. He absorbed all that power that came off the Villeger shots. And then turned it around with some delightful play. 10-7 up now.
10-7. Play.
Good serve.
That's just out.
He was satisfied with that one.
I know.
He was a little bit in doubt himself whether he could make it, I think.
Oh, it was one of those kind of shots, wasn't it? It looked like, oh, is that out? Is that in?
And also a little bit of a panic shot. If this is not a point, then the rally's got to be over no matter what.
Good play up the net by the Japanese. And they take the lead 11-8 at the mid-game break. But it has been an entertaining start to this match, as Yamashita and Shinoya are 11-8 up after 10 minutes.
Coach 1, 20 seconds. Coach 1, 20 seconds. Please, on court.
Players getting back on court to resume game one.
Now lose the serve.
Shinoya will serve to get it going. Fair bit of conversation between the Japanese coach and his players.
11-8. Play.
They want to try and make sure that they stay ahead and take charge of this match as quickly as possible. Just a 2-point game at the moment. Another good rally. It's on the floor. Villeger. It's a fantastic shot. So close to the net from Yamashita. It was lucky, no doubt. But there was no way that Villeger would have made it.
Good shot of the coach's view there. Takes a lot of spatial awareness to sit quite a bit away in the corner of the court and have a good overview of what's going on. Coaches are not allowed to use any electronic equipment. They cannot phone someone sitting in the audience who has a better view as we have here. That's not allowed, so it's challenging sitting there.
This is another good rally. Just fantastic play all around.
Oh, fantastic. He got that back.
It's still going. Whoa.
Come along.
It's taken everything out of everyone on that court, that rally. 67 shots. But in the end, it was Yamashita's shot that went long. But what a point.
Players on court.
Villeger and Tran.
And there's tendency to, the longer the rally gets, the slower the shuttle gets as well, so it becomes increasingly more difficult to put it away.
Find a winner. It's an interesting point you made about the coach's chair. Was it always the case that they sat in the corners?
Not always, no.
Ten, 12. Play.
Good service from Villeger.
11, 12. Yes.
William.
Stay on the court, please.
Well, maybe we should call him Bill. That's easier.
Yep. Bill and Ann.
Yeah. Some of the Thai players would definitely be much easier to use their
Nicknames
that they use in practice.
Absolutely. You've got May, you've got Cream.
View.
Yep, Gift.
Yeah.
11, 12. Play.
And it's celebrating every point they get. Yamashita and Shinoya, and they know how close this
And there's probably
game is.
We talked about this playing on home soil, but there's probably also quite a bit of nerves for these two players here, wanting to do well. And it's not an easy match. They're playing an extremely tall player. And the first game here is really important, because should the French pair end up winning it, then they would play the faster side in the second game, and that would be a big advantage for Villeger. With his 190 centimeters, he can get some angle on those smashes, and they would arrive with a split second faster in the second game than they do here in the first game. They get actually slowed down a little bit. That's the way to do it. Excellent actions by Shinoya, and the decisive thing here is to get on the attack have the initiative. You don't have to go all out and try to score on the first or the second shot after you get the attack, but you've got to have the initiative. Oi.
She had a cover for him there. This is, again, another long rally. Bit of a scramble as well. Great awareness from Yamashita there.
60.
He put it away calmly, finding the space. It's a 5-point lead. They've opened up the gap. At one point it was 12-11 up, and it seemed that Villeger and Tran were closing in.
Yeah. So they make the most of the interval, it seems. Shinoya and Yamashita. Sometimes you won't see it immediately. It takes 2-3 rallies to sort of get the adjustments going that you've discussed in the interval.
Well, he put his all in that one, Villeger.
Yeah,
He wanted to just close out that point. Good pressure from Japan now. When you feel like they're going for Tran a little bit more.
Yeah, they are, and they should. In almost all categories, except perhaps for a couple of players in women's singles, a couple of players in women's doubles. I think the female European players are struggling a little bit at the moment. Since Jule and Pedersen retired, the two Danes, some are doing quite well, but as a rule of thumb, if you don't know the names of the pair you're playing, but you know that they're from Europe, then it's a good idea to investigate whether the female player is of the same strength as their own partner.
Service over. 18-13.
But they're working on it, and I think Tran has done well here. Also, the shots that she's had to cover on the backcourt. The thing is that it's difficult. She's not really scoring a lot at the moment.
There's no doubt she's putting in a lot of effort. It's just not turning out.
No. So I wouldn't describe her as a natural. It's also wrong to say, because in quotation marks, a natural net player. I don't think there's a natural net player. I think it's learned at some point during your youth time or during your senior career. But she's not as efficient on the front court as Delphine Delray, playing with Tom Schickel. So it's also about how confident you feel when you're playing the front court. That's a lucky leave there. Oh, it was called fault.
20. Game point
Called out.
13.
20-13.
No, they must have called a fault on
On's
Tran for
racket.
hitting it.
Yeah. So 7 game points. Yamashita and Shinoya. That was one of the situations where the Japanese got a
a second life in that rally. White.
And they did well there at the end. 21-13, coming away with the first game. Japan's Kyohei Yamashita and Naru Shinoya, the world number 29, took 22 minutes to seal the first game, really stamping their authority in the second half of that game. 21-13 to the Japanese.
Pour surprendre un petit peu plus. Okay. La deuxième chose, c'est que vous avez le droit aussi de passer du temps en défense. Okay. Vous avez le droit aussi d'agrandir le terrain. On oublie un petit peu aussi de servir long sur elle, la garder au fond, etc. Parce que eux, quand vous avez trouvé la bonne longueur, ils ont galéré aussi à vous percer. Okay. Vous ne pouvez pas la passer tout le temps en attaque. C'est pas possible. Okay. Donc il va falloir après y aller. Il va falloir être prêt à continuer à dégager bien au-dessus d'elle. Et la troisième chose, c'est très bien les intentions sur l'avant, mais on arrivait vite pour croiser notre partenaire. Voilà, cassé.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Players on court. Thank you.
The players make their way back onto the court, ready to get game 2 underway. We saw Kyohei Yamashita and Naru Shinoya take that first game, 21-13. Really pushing forward in the second half. And now it's Villeger and Tran in a must-win situation as the second game gets underway with Shinoya serving. It's a lovely start from Yamashita. It's quite flat with that backhand.
Service over. 1-0. Go.
Response.
A little bit lucky to win that rally. Yeah. The French, there was a couple of shots that didn't have the required quality, in my opinion.
A moment of maybe lack of focus from Yamashita there.
Yeah.
Oh. Great rally. Fantastic recovery skills, and then turning that into a winning point. Let's look at that.
But that she, of course, needs to put that away, and Tran.
Yeah, that's true.
Compared to what we discussed in the previous game. Give your opponent a chance too many, and this time it became costly. And it's also something that builds the opponent's confidence. If you feel that that the opponents have trouble scoring at you, that's the best feeling in the world, because you get confident and you can just enjoy the game, just like when you started as a kid and played for fun. And
you kind of let loose.
Yeah, exactly. You want to play on even after the match is finished, and you want to go back in the practice hall and have a couple of extra games.
Yeah, that's got to be the best feeling.
Try to maintain the control of the rally there, Villeger.
3-all.
Block a lot of shots, and we can see that Baptiste Carême, the French coach, is doing a lot of talking, trying to adjust. I think one of the solutions could be to open the Japanese defense with a bit of a steeper smash instead of the full power smashes, which is a bit easier to defend. Did well here. Following up did Villeger, but it's so important for him to establish himself as a big threat here in the second game, because if Yamashita and Shinoya, who now, in my opinion, is the favorites, I think they were ahead of the game as well. That's why we're talking so much about what the French could do, because they're the ones who need to sort of react. He needs to establish himself as a threat on the backcourt, so that they know, the French know, that the Japanese plan will be to get the initiative on the front court. Then they have an easier task of sort of setting up, and Tran and Villeger can move forward. He's playing center as well here in the second game. So that's the most important thing right now, that he must establish himself as a threat from the backcourt. And the blocks there, that's just perfect. This needs to be really dangerous as well. And I mean, here we see the attempt at these blocks as well in the beginning, whenever the chances is there. But the Japanese players and the coaches, they've got eyes as well. They can see this as well. So they're going to say, hey, first time you lift is never ever smashing. Move forward and play it flat. Move him so he doesn't get the chance, and just stay forward. As long as he's not in a good position, you can go as long forward as you want, because nothing dangerous is happening. So once in a while you got to fire on the first chance as well.
6-4.
It is surprising that for someone of his height and size that you're not seeing more sort of smashes and attacking play coming off his racket.
But he needs to get in position, and the Japanese, by moving him and not giving him the height above the tape to work with, is making things difficult. So that's also a skill to measure. See how much time do you need to be dangerous? Because if you need a lot of time and then you're really dangerous, well, then it's easy to defend, because you just take away the time. If you can sort of explode in your attacking game
straight away,
jump, then it's much more difficult.
Blank.
Good interception.
7-4.
3-point lead.
Yeah, good start here in the second game for Tran and Villeger.
Well, she went for the high serve.
8-4.
Yeah, and they've flicked now Shinoya a lot, and we can see that she's also not really threatening anyone from the back line.
They definitely can't afford to make mistakes like that. They've got to be, you know, sort of reining in that
They can't afford it, but I like the play. I think, I hope the French coach, he praises us. That's the way to play. You've got to challenge your opponent, even from that position. Do the same the next time, just do it a little bit better. Because they've got to be on the attack, the French pair, if they're to win this match. See, now the Japanese pair tried to play the front court a bit more. They're not so keen on lifting.
6-8.
So it's all about reacting to these situations as they happen in
William?
the games.
William?
But you've got to say that the way the French have started the second game, it's definitely shown certain weaknesses in the Japanese setup and the, you know, the way they're functioning or they're playing.
Yeah.
Sort of opened up some holes in their game.
Yeah, they would like a more fast-paced game, more flat exchanges with the speed of movement can be
Utilized.
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly, and sort of where everything is a little bit. There's a lot of movement. Male play on the front changes from attack to defense and vice versa.
9-6.
Big yell from Villeger at the end of that point as well. They know how important it is to stay ahead. That's nice. She came forward, charging forward.
Yeah, and I mean, when they are controlling the rallies, then she will also get more confident.
She's an experienced doubles player, and Tran has, you know, done well in women's doubles as well. They were silver medalists at the European Championships back in 2018. Emily Leffel and her. So she knows what it takes. Oh, he was going to kill that off, wasn't he? He got enough height on that jump to create those angles. Still 3 points ahead, France.
Good play. Wait, what happened?
She slipped.
She fell.
Yeah.
There was no one there. No one was tackling her or anything.
I think maybe it
Did
was
she
a bit
roll her
wet.
ankle? It looked like it.
No. Did she?
She's making movements with her foot like you do when you roll your ankle a little bit. There was no one. The shuttle wasn't even close to her.
Yeah, it wasn't. She just lost her footing, it seems.
It was a great rally. Apart from that, by the Japanese pair.
8-10. Play.
She had all the space on that court. Both the players were on one side, unfortunately, and she could put that shuttle anywhere she wanted, didn't she?
I wonder if the timing was a little bit off there from Villeger.
Just 1 point game now. Stamping their authority here, Yamashita and Shinoya.
I think it becomes decisive that the French didn't manage to go to the interval 11-6, 11-7. They were 10-6 up. Now it's 10-all, and it seems like Yamashita and Shinoya, they've found the plan, so they can discuss with the coaches here, knowing that it's almost all square. Had they been down 4 or 5 points, they might not have managed to come back, even though they found the right plan. And well played.
Service over.
So it is Villeger and Tran who go ahead by a point at the break. 11-10 up. They hold on to the lead. Just about 16 minutes played in the second game. But it is all to play for. Just 1 point separating the two.
Continuez à chercher des services sur et on la garde au fond. Quand vous êtes à mi-point, passez au-dessus, mais à chaque fois donnez de la hauteur surtout. Ok.
Players back and forth as we resume game 2. France edging their opponents at the moment by a point. But you'd imagine that it's anybody's game at the moment.
We had a chance to discuss the flick serves to Shinoya, what they're going to do. They're not going to do anything.
Service over. 11-all.
Good coverage by Tran.
Over. 12-11.
Strong at the net. And Tran. Good rally. Villeger doing all the work at the moment. Oh, beautiful. That's just great vision from Shinoya.
12-all.
They were quite defensive for most of that rally, Japan. And then just...
Yeah, but still in some kind of control in the defense, given what we've seen from Villeger in terms of attack. They were never really in danger of losing or being in an all-out defense. And I think that rally was pretty much as they wanted to go.
Play.
52 shots at that rally.
That knee is definitely causing him a little bit of trouble, if not more.
13-12.
Real shit. Maybe that's also the lack of firepower in the smashes. doesn't want to get into having to change direction quickly. We've seen these raids in the forehand side.
Lucky,
Service over.
but also good work by France there. Yeah, you don't want to, if it's already kind of giving you trouble, you don't want to bungle it up any further, do you?
Good shot.
And he mixed it up really well there, Yamashita.
Service over.
Went for the deceptive slower shot first and then smashed his way out of that point. They take the lead, 14-13. Feel like the tides have turned a little bit now.
Yeah. I think it turned around 10-6, 10-7. You can see it's since 10-6, the score is 9-3 in favor of the home favorites.
Oh, wow. How quick was that? Fantastic acrobatic display from Yamashita. Gosh, that first save he made was incredible.
He lost his footing a little bit.
And then to have the composure to kill off the point, that's fantastic.
Sorry, stay on the court. Quick.
And that just oozes confidence as well.
Yeah, they probably have a good feeling now. One game to the good and 3 points up.
$16-13. Play.
And it's important for Japan as a team that these early matches where the not so experienced players are tested. This is not.
Service over.
It's not an easy match. It's also not a match that you're terribly worried for. But it's a match where you can't really. You can only disappoint if you're the bronze medalists. And we saw the men's double earlier on. Defeat the Koreans. So how you get started on a tournament, I know it's an individual sport, but as a team you look to the others and how is the mood? Is everybody happy? Do we think we practice the right way? Are we fresh in the body and so on? So you use it, it's not super important, but it has some impact.
And you know, they will always, unfortunately, coming into this tournament, have that history of not being able to perform up to par at the Olympics last year. And they would want a point to prove here. This is their sort of redemption opportunity, if you can call it that.
Yeah.
Service over.
As a team, as a nation.
17-15.
Feel like while it's not, you know, terrific play from the Japanese, you just think that both Villeger and Tran making more tired shots.
Yeah, they have a little bit more restraints in their game, you could say. Limited a bit in his movement, Villeger, I'm certain of that.
Well, it looked ominous when he came onto court with that strapping. And now it's Japan, who are just 2 points away from victory. 19-15 up. Double attack, both from Yamashita and Shinoya, to set up 5 match points here.
Match point 15.
Will they convert on the first time?
Service over.
And straight.
Yeah.
16-20.
Lucky shot with the string on.
4 match points still here for Japan. Change of racket for Villeger. This is a
17-20.
decent response. 2 match points saved. Can they keep going? Good rally again.
You can almost sense the shuttle getting slower and slower.
And the tension getting higher and higher. Who's going to succumb is the question.
Maybe call that rally a draw. There it is.
Oh, there you go. It's Shinoya who does the damage as she seals victory with the kill shot for Japan. 21-13, 21-17, Villeger on the floor. 50 minutes and 8. Really tough matchup between the two. It is Kyohei Yamashita and Naru Shinoya who come through against France's William Villeger and Anne Tran. A great match and a great performance by the home side, by Team Japan. They're really happy to have come through, the 2021 bronze medalists here on day 1 in their first game, getting the campaign underway with a solid performance. Great victory. And they'll be extremely happy that they pushed through, having trailed for most of that second game. The second half is, again, where they showed their ability and pulled out victory, or pulled victory out of the bag. So the players get ready to walk off the court. It is the end of the road for Villeger and Tran here at the World Championships in Tokyo. For Yamashita and Shinoya, they survived to fight another day. It'll be Christensen and Boy who'll be waiting for them in round 2. So another big matchup coming up for the home team. Kids come out for signatures of their favorite players. It's good to have the crowds back, I'm sure, in Japan as well. It wasn't quite the same at the Olympic Games last year, and they'll be really thrilled to see the fans back in the arena. So, 5 matches gone, plenty more coming our way here on court 1. It's just day 1 of the World Championships, and it's gotten off to a tremendous start. So coming up, it is the Olympic champion, Viktor Axelsen, returns to Tokyo, and he'll take on Liu Darren in the men's singles first round match.